to talk about dumb people today. I want to talk about stupid idiots and like the dumbest person that you know. Think of them, and that's who I'm talking about in this video. And maybe you're watching this video and you're thinking, hey, this guy's talking about me, and that's exciting, and I feel some type of appreciation about that. And you know what? I feel some appreciation that you're watching the video as well. So thank you. But just give me 10 minutes or so. Hopefully I can change your mind about the stupidest person that you know. So, I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but more or less, if you guys watch my channel, you guys know that I am a self-improvement vlogger, YouTuber guy in Japan. I post videos about self-improvement in many different areas: health, fitness, learning the Japanese language, respecting the country in which you are living, respecting the country, especially if you are a guest in that country, talking about socializing, dating, etc. I got attacked, randomly attacked, by an African tout in Tokyo just a couple months ago. Maybe you guys saw the video, maybe you didn't. It was all over YouTube. But since then, my life has gone through quite a lot of change and chaos. To be honest, getting attacked wasn't the biggest deal in the world, but the concurrent events, everything that followed, all the people that I met because of it, the good interactions, the bad interactions, all of the people that are talking shit, the notoriety or the popularity that has come to my channel and me, I guess, as some type of figure in the YouTube space or in the Japan influencer space has been really cool. But also, of course, with the attention has come a lot of haters that I didn't quite realize before existed. And I should have known that they existed, but I'm learning so much about myself in real time that I feel like I'm going through the most change right now at this point in my life that I have in like 10 years. So, anyways, what happens? I get attacked by this guy. I was just out minding my own business, taking a vlog of myself. I get attacked by this guy. I post the video. I do my absolute best because at that time, yungjamez was, even though I was like, hey, I'm the unfiltered guy, I'm the self-improvement guy, I'll talk about anything, I'm just completely honest, I still was really afraid of anyone labeling me as this or that. I didn't want to say anything political on my channel. I didn't want anyone saying, hey, well, this guy's conservative, so we can't support this guy, or this guy's liberal, or whatever. So I just posted the video, and I went to the police. The police didn't help me. I went to the U.S. Embassy. The U.S. Embassy wouldn't help me. I didn't know what to do, so I was like, I just have to bring as much attention to this problem as possible to save other victims, and also just to kind of get my own personal revenge on this guy, because he didn't want to be on camera in the first place. Now his face is all over the internet, so in a sense, I kind of got my revenge. But anyways, I do that, and at this time, I was thinking I could still be the neutral vlogger, you know, as much as I, occasionally post controversial hot takes about dating or something. Those don't really matter. And I could still post this video and just be the neutral guy who doesn't say anything too crazy from either side, left or right, or anything politically related. I just posted the video and I woke up to a whole bunch of people calling me names like the next day and the next few days, talking shit. People that were saying, dude, I was subscribed to you before, man. I used to watch your videos. Now I don't want to watch them anymore because you posted the video trying to promote racism, bro. You posted the video knowing that racial tensions were high, and that's the reason that you did it. And honestly, when I first saw those comments, I was really hurt. I was, for at least a couple of days, I was really worried, and I was thinking, do I issue, like this, it's so embarrassing to look back at it, but I was wondering, like, should I issue some type of video saying, hey, I just want to clear up my opinions. I don't support any of the comments on the video. I don't support this. I don't support that. What should I do? And I kept getting more threats from people. I even had people in my messages saying, I wish more happened to you. I wish that you didn't just get hit. I wish that you get, somebody said something about me, like waking up in a ditch or something, some random crazy DM that I got. At that time, I didn't think I was even saying anything super controversial. And on Twitter, there were like 3 or 4 different people that were like, oh, dude, like, because I just made a Twitter at that time to post the video too. And there were a couple different people who were like, oh, dude, this is that guy. I'm so glad he finally got what was coming to him. I'm so glad he finally got hit. he's been deserving of a hit in the back of the head for months now for talking shit on YouTube or whatever. It's like, I never even thought I was talking that much shit. I was giving occasional controversial takes about maybe dating or something, but yeah, there's some girl, and she was like, oh, I'm so happy this happened to this guy. And back then, my feelings were hurt so bad, because I remember thinking, man, like, I put a lot of effort into staying away from being too controversial, from trying to piss people off. And I started realizing that so much of my identity for my whole life has been being the guy that everyone likes, being the kind of cool guy, like being the cool guy liked. Like, I don't have to do anything super controversial. I don't have to really hurt anyone's feelings. I can occasionally make a dark humor joke or something, and people will think I'm cool and edgy, but at the end of the day, I'm not actually going to say anything that's going to have anybody really dislike me or really especially wish harm on me. And I thought I was that guy. And even then, I had multiple people online who were like, oh, thank God this guy finally got attacked. Thank God this guy finally got hit. And I remember there were like multiple nights where I didn't sleep. And it's so embarrassing already as the person that I am now, a couple months later, to think back about that. Thinking, I was like, man, I thought this whole time that so many people liked me. And I didn't realize how much that mattered to me, being liked, not saying anything controversial. I actually thought it didn't. I was kind of the guy, like, I don't care if you like me or not. But it was really, really concerning when I started realizing I was losing sleep for many, many nights because random people that I don't even know, that I have no idea who these people are, who are obviously, now I understand, like, probably mentally ill, probably in their houses every single day, terminally online, they're talking shit online, and that's causing me to not sleep. And I felt like a slave when I realized that. Like, I was a slave to these people, and I was even thinking about making less controversial videos, maybe issuing some type of apology, bending the knee some way. And it's so embarrassing now to even think that that ever crossed my mind, and I'm obviously so glad that I didn't do it. But basically, I've come to this conclusion that a large amount of the world is just incredibly stupid, and no matter how fair you are to them, no matter how much facts and reason and logic you present them with, a lot of people are really dumb, and they hate other people for either no reason. Maybe they're insecure, they're upset about themselves, maybe you have something that they want. Maybe for some strange reason they have some type of emotional trauma and they feel as though you are invalidating their identity for that opinion that you posted online, even though obviously you're a peaceful guy. You don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You don't want to hurt anyone. Of course not. You don't believe in violence. But regardless, there are a lot of people that hate you and want you dead or want you punched in the back of the head by a Nigerian tout. I'm realizing. So I started to think more and more and realize, wow, I was about to pull back my content that I think is valuable. Well, I know that it's valuable because I get so many messages on Instagram like every other day from young men, young women as well occasionally, but young men who are just like, yo, yungjamez, I changed up my diet because of you. I started saving my money because of your videos. I learned how to date because of your videos, and now I'm in a happy relationship. I challenged myself and decided to make the trip to Japan and visit Japan, or I even moved to Japan. And I'm having this impact on people every single day. And then occasionally there are like dumbass idiots online who say some hateful, ridiculous shit when I didn't even think I was being that controversial before. And now I'm thinking, wow, maybe I'll stop posting my videos that have helped so many people and myself as well. Maybe I'll stop posting these videos just so the bottom of the barrel, lowest IQ, a lot of times mentally ill idiots will stop talking shit about me. And that's such a beta mindset, and I can't believe it was ever occupying any small percentage of my brain matter before. But you guys, just think about it like this. Think about the average person commenting on YouTube, or maybe they're terminally on Twitter, on X, tweeting 100 times a day. Think about the average person. If you guys have worked in customer service, if you guys have worked with the public, maybe you go to McDonald's all the time. You don't have to work with them. Maybe you go to McDonald's all the time and you're seeing people from all walks of life. Or maybe you work at McDonald's. I remember I used to work at Panera Bread when I was in high school, and I very quickly learned how stupid the average, well, I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of the stereotypes are true, but I also learned how stupid the average person is. And there was even this saying, people always used to say, man, when you start working in customer service, you realize how dumb the average person is. And I didn't want to believe that. I thought that was kind of shitty for people to say, but I realized in just a couple months' time, yeah, I can verify it. The average person is actually so dumb. If you think about the DMV, guys, you go to the DMV and you're seeing people from all walks of life, people that maybe you don't see every day. I'm not talking about the average person at your church or your school or in your family. I'm talking about the average person. Maybe you go to the DMV or something. You know, when you go to the DMV, you see types of people from all over. And you're like, I ain't never seen people like this. Sometimes it's like, man, it's like that episode of SpongeBob where he goes to rock bottom and he starts seeing the people that live in rock bottom. He's like, yo, this is fucked up. This is what people are like out here. And you go to the DMV, and I was just at the DMV because I visited the US for Christmas over Christmas break here, and I haven't driven in 4 years, but I wanted to take my driver's license test because my license expired. I need to take both tests since I haven't driven in 4 years. And well, what do? I start freaking out thinking, oh my gosh, this test is hard because I didn't study for it at all because I was in school. I wasn't paying attention, and I just get to the US and I have to take the driver's license test the next day. And I start freaking out thinking I have to take the written test and the road test. I haven't driven in 4 years. This is going to be so difficult. Oh my gosh. And I freaked out studying, and I asked Grok, what percentage of people passed the test the first time? And Grok said less than 50%, like 45% of people passed the driver's license test on the first time. And I was like, oh shit, this is so scary. And I go and I take the test without hardly studying at all. And I got 100% on the written test and 100% on the road test. And then I remembered that I got 100% on the written test and the road test also when I was 16. And I'd hardly studied for it at all at that time either. And then I'm kind of thinking, which so many people have said this, it's kind of like an IQ test. It's hardly even like a road test or a driving test. The information is so incredibly basic, and if you can't pass that test, I mean, hey, maybe you've got some type of trauma, maybe you've got some type of illness, all right, fair enough, but for most people that can't pass that test, I think it just tells me that you're incredibly low IQ. And then you got to think about, like, maybe I'm walking out of the DMV with my driver's license, and then there's half the people that also took it that day, and they failed it, even though it's so incredibly easy. And they start talking shit about me. They start saying, yo, this guy cheated. This guy didn't deserve that. They start hating. And of course, a lot of people are because they're jealous and they're dumb. And it's kind of like, okay, so what? Am I going to hold myself back from being great or from living my life because I'm afraid of what people at the bottom are going to say about me? And it reminds me also of when I was in high school and we took the ACT test when I was in high school. We didn't take the SAT in Chicago. We took the ACT. Or at least in my school. And I didn't give a flying fuck about this test. I don't give a flying fuck about school. I still don't give a flying fuck about school. But school always came relatively easy to me. I didn't do any preparation for the test. I didn't try my hardest. I didn't do any of those ACT prep classes. I didn't buy any of the ACT books. I didn't study for it at all. I didn't even get a good night's sleep probably the night before. I took it. I didn't give a shit, but everybody else gave a shit. I did relatively well. I guess my score was pretty good. And all the people around me were, naturally asking, oh, what's your score? What's your score? What's your score? And I didn't even care, but I would tell some people, oh, this is my score. And guess what happened when I told somebody what my score was? People started talking shit. Oh, well, you're a nerd anyways. You're always trying to, you took one of those ACT prep classes. You're a tryhard. You're a mama's boy. And talking all this shit. Like the first day that we got our results after the test, and then I felt bad about it, and then I didn't want to tell anymore what score I got if somebody asked me. And I remember I purposely wouldn't tell people what I got. We'd be in a circle or something, and someone would be like, hey Jimmy, what did you get on the ACT? And I would be like, I didn't do very well or whatever, and I would avoid it. Because why would I avoid it? Because I was afraid of stupid people who were angry that they're stupid talking shit about me. But this realization that I'm coming to now is, if you keep yourself quiet, if you avoid telling the truth or improving yourself and speaking about your improvements and how you improved, then other people can't level up as well. So maybe the person that was asking me at that time was asking me because they had an idea that maybe I did well on test, and they wanted to ask me for some study tips, or they wanted to ask me for a test-taking tip, or they just wanted to ask my advice about something. And then I'm denying them that opportunity to help them out because I'm afraid of what stupid, idiotic people who, let's be honest, they're probably talking shit anyways for no fucking reason. They don't know what they're talking about because stupid, idiotic people are going to talk shit. So I think a lot of people can learn from this. Obviously, myself as well. I'm currently going through this where you have to realize, if you want to go anywhere in life, if you want to tell the truth, if you want to improve yourself, whether it's improving yourself, whether it's telling the truth, I think telling the truth and being strong enough to tell the truth, having the balls, the cojones to tell the truth is part of self-improvement. If you want to do that, you really have to get comfortable with the idea and the fact that a lot of retarded idiots at the bottom of the barrel are going to be talking shit about you just because you're doing something that they can't do, doing something that they don't have the balls to do, for no reason at all, maybe. That's what it seems like to me. It's like, I really thought I was kind of a neutral guy. I mean, I'm occasionally, I know that I occasionally said bombastic, obnoxious shit on my channel. Definitely, for sure. But I never thought anyone was wishing death upon me or wishing that I got hit in the back of the head by possibly an illegal gang member. And to think back to this cuck mindset that I had for a month or two, where I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to post any more videos. I don't know if I'm going to continue talking about self-improvement. I'm definitely not going to say anything about politics or say anything about anything controversial because I don't want anybody else getting angry at me. And then you got to realize the people who are talking shit about you are probably always going to talk shit. They're probably mentally ill. They're probably incredibly stupid, like super, super low IQ. And they're just going to run their mouths regardless. They're probably running their mouths already. So if you're going to sit there and censor yourself, deny yourself the opportunity to improve, deny your fans or your supporters or your friends, the people in your circle, an opportunity to see you improve and have that inspire them or learn from what you're doing, potentially to raise each other up, that's such a bitch mindset, and we gotta lose it. So I'm doing everything I can to get comfortable with this idea that, yeah, man, anyone who's ever done anything meaningful, anyone who's ever told the truth, who's gone out there on a limb and said, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna be different. They had a lot of haters. They had a lot of people that hate them. They had a lot of people probably that wanted them to die, that wanted them to get attacked and beat up in Kabukicho by African scammers. So yeah, I'm giving way less fucks, and I think you should too, really. Because if you don't, you are being a slave to the people at the bottom. They're controlling you. How good does that make you feel? Makes you feel like a bitch, doesn't it? I bet it does. So that's the moral of the story here, man, is the more you succeed, the more you tell the truth, the more you improve yourself, the more people are going to talk shit. And that's one of the reasons, not all of it, but that's one of the reasons why so few people do exceed and push themselves to the greatest heights, because people start pulling them down. People don't want them to improve. So got to get comfortable with it. You're never going to get to the next level. I don't know what the future of my channel is, guys, but I love that I'm growing, I'm conquering my demons, I'm changing, I'm becoming a more complete man. So, thanks for watching, guys. This is Young James. Hopefully, you could take something from this video. And if you're angry about it, fuck your mother! Not seriously, not seriously. I'm sure your mother's a nice person, but you don't have to watch my videos if you don't like it. YoungJamesYT@gmail.com. Hit me up.